What's going on, guys? Night Rainbow here with another reaction video. I'm going to be taking a look at another fanfic reading by Dr. Wolf. This one's called Keepers of Discord. Again, this was requested by Bloodbane. There was two versions of this fanfic reading that Dr. Wolf uploaded. The first version is the one that I'm going to be watching now, which is uh, at least 7 parts. The other version was the entire fanfic thrown into one video, but that was about an hour and 20 minutes long, so I'm definitely not going to be checking that out. Mainly because I doubt I can keep interested throughout the entire hour, and I know you guys wouldn't want to watch a whole hour-long video of that, of just a fanfic reading. So, I enjoyed it Forever Young, so I expect this one to be good too. So let me go ahead, start up, and see what happens. Start in 3, 2, 1, start.
The Keepers of Discord by Hoopy. You would think I had had enough troubles, wouldn't you? I was finally free after thousands of years, released from my prison and ready to spread chaos and insanity across the earth, only to be stopped in less than a day by a mere handful of colorful goody-goody near-juvenile mares. Not only that, but I was once again encased in stone and unable to move, and in an even more uncomfortable and undignified position than the first time. And not that I had a mirror to check, but I'm pretty sure that the expression on my face was ridiculous. At least judging by the trying to hide how funny I think this is expressions on all the little ponies who saw me. In addition, I was once again stuck back in the gardens, though this time far away from regular traffic, in a sealed-off area where very few ponies would tread. Why, I couldn't even watch the pretty little ponies prance by while I imagined all of the wonderfully chaotic things I would do to them if I were free. No. The universe had decided that all of that wasn't enough punishment for my hubris. In addition to all of the above, I was also given one wicked itch on my left nostril. How does that even work? I don't currently have skin. How can I itch?
I mean, that's a good point.
The final cherry on top of my humiliation sundae, of course, came from dear old Celestia herself. After several days of me staring at nothing but the hedge across from me, while simultaneously being messed upon by Canterlot's many opportunistic small birds, she came to visit me, with a little gray unicorn trailing along behind her. When I say gray, I don't just mean the color of her coat. I mean that gray is how she appeared to me. Gray and lifeless, completely devoid of anything fun or interesting about her. Her mane, though, was a vibrant red, an irritating red. A red that had no place being in the same vicinity as such a dull creature, let alone being attached to her body. Needless to say, I loathed the little thing on sight. "Hello, Discord," Celestia said, and I broke my attention away from the little mayfly next to her. As much as I despised her on first sight, she wasn't actually important in any way. In relation to the span of my existence, her life would be over in the blink of an eye. Blink twice, and there would be nothing but dust left of her. If I could actually blink, that is. "Hello, Celestia," I failed to reply back. One of the drawbacks of being encased in stone is that it tends to make all of your conversations depressingly one-sided. "I believe I owe you an apology," Celestia said, and the little unicorn next to her looked up in surprise. A surprise I shared, if I must be honest. An apology? From Celestia? This was, by far, the most interesting thing that has happened to me in days. I so hate being a statue. "When we last talked, you said that it was lonely being encased in stone." I don't know if that was simply a ploy for sympathy. Oh, yes, Celestia, and such a clever ploy it was. Or if that means that you are actually still aware while trapped. Assuming that it is the latter, however, I have come to a decision. Celestia nodded to the unicorn by her side, and I once again turned my attention to the drab little thing. This is Ember Spark. She's one of the staff here at the castle, and starting today, she has a new position, one that I have created with you in mind. She is to be the very first keeper of Discord. The who of the what now? The mare next to Celestia smiled shyly and stepped forward, giving a little bow with her head. Not quite the proper deference for the incarnation of pure chaos, but my injured dignity will take any salve, no matter how paltry. Her position, and those who come after her, will be to maintain and clean your statue and the surrounding area, and, well, to keep you company. She will talk to you, read to you, occasionally arrange to have music brought to you. Oh, no. No. Seriously, no. Anything was better than this. Boredom is better than this. Don't you dare, Celestia. All in the hopes that you will not be lonely. You are too dangerous to be let free, Discord. But that doesn't mean that I want you to suffer. Then why arrange for my torture? Oh, you tyrannical, grim-faced, sour old nag. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Do you really think that driving me insane will make me less dangerous once I manage to free myself? Oh, and I will free myself. I silently fumed while Celestia babbled on. Those bearers of yours, even your beloved Twilight Sparkle, they won't last forever. And once they die, well, once they die, the seal will weaken once again, and then I will be free. This is so stupid, Ember Spark muttered in my ear. You're stupid, I wanted to tell her. I don't even know if you can hear me, she sighed, as she used her magic to clean pigeon poop out of my ear with a brush.
Oh, God.
I wish I couldn't, you boring mule. It was the third day of this nonsense. Ember Spark would drag her dowdy gray behind to my little enclosure to clean me. Then she would sit at the base of my statue and read out loud from a truly dreadful romance novel. I believe the mares refer to those as saddle rippers. If I believed that there were any gods around that would actually listen to my prayers, I would have prayed for an industrious pony with a hammer and chisel to come by and knock my ears off. Sadly, I'd burned all of those bridges ages ago, and none of those stuck-up jerks would so much as lift an eyebrow to help me. I guess I just expected more when Celestia said that she had a special position for me. The drudge gabbled on. Hate, 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 hate. My friends tease me, you know. Not a surprise. They call me the Royal Bird Poo Cleaner. Please stop talking. My friend, Sunny Fields, says, another thing that really is very unpleasant about being encased in stone, I can't simply ignore ponies who twitter on like idiots. Can you believe it? Ember said with a laugh in her voice. She took down the whole table when she tripped. Oh, the look on her face was just priceless. Ha ha. I'm sure it was very amusing. By the way, you missed a spot. There was cake all over the floor, and punch too. Mary was all upset because her wedding was ruined. But I'm sure it will be just a funny story when they look back on it in a few years. You ponies sure set a low bar for funny, don't you? Anyway, you'll never believe this. Technically true, as belief requires care, and I have none. but I found a special sun pony. Oh, wonderful. Now I bet she's going to just keep talking about him ad nauseum. He's a Pegasus, but he's so dashing and handsome. Ah, called it. I can't believe he'd be interested in a mare like me. Oh,
I'm sorry, but
tell me all about
if
it.
you know you're talking
He must
to
be just as
the
boring
God
as
of
you.
Chaos, why do you think he's going to
Anyway,
give a
we're
shit
going on
about
another
this?
date. Seriously, just let the bird poop pile up in my ears. Maybe it will muffle the sounds of your banal twittering. The months dragged on, and the routine became just that. Routine. Boring. Dull. Did none of these ponies understand how vital it is to a being's sanity to shake things up now and again? It was getting late in the year now, the leaves changing ever so slowly from green to reds, yellows, and oranges. I stared, not that I had much of a choice, as bane of my existence let out a loud oof sound as she dropped the ladder next to me. I regarded her with some amusement. "You're getting quite fat, my dear." And she was, too. She was like a barrel on legs. A dingy gray barrel with a fiery red mane that had no business being near such a dull mare. "Good morning, Discord," she said, maneuvering the ladder around with her magic. She then climbed it once again, hauling the bucket of water and rags with her to begin my cleaning. I will say that it's nice to be regularly cleaned off. Not that I was grateful, mind you, but I'll take whatever small comforts I can get, given my current situation. One thing was
kinda just flickered
slightly
there.
different this morning. Ember seemed to be in an extremely high spirits, for some reason. It wouldn't have taken me long to find out why. After all, the mare ran her mouth off like a faucet. It's just that I'd long since learned to tune her out. I find myself to be quite annoyed. And furthermore, I am annoyed by the fact that I am annoyed. Here I am, winter snow piled up around me, almost burying the pedestal on which I stood, and not a single visit from that tedious gray mare. Not that I wanted her here, definitely not that I missed her. However, there was a lump of frozen bird poop on the tip of my nose,
Oh,
and
God.
I'm stuck staring at it until that lazy mare gets back out here and fulfills her duties. Just do your job, you corpulent, slothful wretch. 4 weeks. That's how long it took for her to show up once again. 4 weeks of staring at a lump of frozen feces, with a backdrop of frosted white hedges, and not a whole lot else. Oh, wait. I'm forgetting about the rabbit. There was a rabbit that hopped by, leaving tracks in the otherwise unblemished snow. It looked at me, wriggling its little pink nose, then hopped away. That's it. That's all the activity I'd had to break the tedium since Lazy Mare decided to abandon me to the winter. Probably it was too rough on her. She now had a lot more flesh to expose to the cold weather, naturally. Though I'd imagine that layer of blubber would probably have insulated her quite nicely. Hold on. She appears to have actually dropped some weight. Maybe it's just comparing her to the beefy royal guards
Just
who are
flickered again.
escorting her, using their magic to clear a path through the melting snow, but she seems to have... Ah, of course. Silly, silly me. She wasn't just fat. She was pregnant. Well, that explains a few things. I probably would have picked up on that if I hadn't made a habit out of ignoring everything she said. She set up her ladder as soon as the guards had cleared the snow, then levitated a small whisk broom around, sweeping the snow off of me. Then she saw the bird leavings on my nose and levitated up a steaming bucket of hot water. "Oh, you poor thing," she said. "I've left you so neglected. I'm sorry." She wiped away the mess, leaving a skim of ice upon my muzzle. But better the glare of ice before my eyes than the sheen of feces.
Alright, that's pretty interesting. It's definitely a different take on, I guess it's gonna be like, Discord's reforming. Definitely a different take on it than what they actually did in the show. I'm just confused about why Celestia would all of a sudden feel so bad about Discord being stuck in stone. Like seriously, he tried to just force chaos onto the world. What the fuck do you give a shit? All of a sudden. I mean, well, even in the show, the only reason why she wanted Fluttershy to help reform him is because of how powerful he was, and she thought he could be a help in defending Equestria. She didn't really feel sympathetic toward him for that. So that's a little confusing to me. But at the same time, I don't know when this came out, but I'm guessing it came out before season 3, or at least that episode of season 3. So who knows? But anyway, I'm definitely interested in this. I'll be sure to check out the other 6 parts of this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy.